For you, self-compassion is your love language. It's how you love yourself. It's how you're being self-loving in your everyday life. It is not just about a tool to make the pain go away. It's not just about using the self-compassion towards something. It's a state of being. It's a state of being. And maybe you have realized that not everyone feels that way. Maybe you think that when you experience another person being compassionate in some situation, or being receiving towards your compassion, that they must be in that state of being themselves. They must be in a self-compassionate state of being. But in reality, what's happening is that they are tapping in to your self-compassionate being. They can use your self-compassion, not in a negative way, but they can be reminded of their own compassion by being around you. So when they're around you, they feel that state of being that you're in, that compassionate, non-judging state of being. Because you're so close to your own self, your own higher self, your own divine self. You're so close to your own love, and they feel that. And when they're around you, they are able to tap into that energy themselves, but they are not on that same journey. So they are not spending their days in a self-compassionate state of being with themselves. They might be fighting, they might be shutting down, they might be using drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, anything to shut down, anything to not feel themselves. When they're around you, they might soften up a little bit, but you still have come to this understanding that the reason why they sometimes can be cold towards you, the reason that they sometimes lack compassion in some situations, is because they can't give you that compassion that you give yourself. They can't tap into that compassionate state of being on their own. So if you're going through something difficult, they have a hard time being compassionate towards you. Maybe in some instances they can. Maybe if it's something that is very, very, very similar to themselves, they can give you that understanding, that compassion, that love. But in many instances, they can't give you it because they're not in that state of being themselves. So for them, compassion is more like something you give. It's not something you are. It's not a state of being. And maybe that has made you feel less understood, less loved, less held, less seen by people. Maybe you have thought for a long time that they must be in this same state. They must be in this compassionate state of being. They must be in this love with themselves. They must be. Because it makes so much sense. Because being in that love with yourself, that feels like the ultimate goal. That feels like being home. So who wouldn't want to be there? But the reality is that so many people are not able to be there. So many people, they choose to be rough, cold, hard, instead of softening up to their own being, instead of being in this vulnerable state with themselves, where they are intuitive, where they are like in tune with themselves, aware of themselves, and in a constant process, like waking up in the morning and actually being aware of yourself, being aware of the being you are, being aware of your body, being aware of what emotions you have or what thoughts you have on this particular day, or being aware of what you need. It's always like tapping into yourself, that continuously understanding yourself. They are continuously escaping themselves, shutting down. And while you have experienced periods of time where they might have softened up or become more warm, it's actually because of you. It's because you are able to be so warm, so soft, so gentle, so kind, so non-judging, so allowing. You have created this huge space within you that is affecting people around you and making people soften up and making people tap into their own self-love when they're around you. But when they're by themselves, or when they're with their other friends or relationships, or in other situations of their life around people who don't have that ability, then they have to shut down. So it's almost like you're relating to someone who is like different people, because they are different around you in some instances. And while they are able to be compassionate, it's more like a one-time thing. It's more like lighting a firework and, colors everywhere and it's all over the sky, and then it dies off and the sky becomes black, and then that light is gone. Whereas your compassionate state of being is not about turning on a firework and letting it explode all over the sky. It's a constant light. It's not a light that you turn on and then turn off again. It's turned on all the time. You can't help but be compassionate. It's your naturalness. It's your state of being. And not everyone is like that. It's actually not that common. But when you do find someone who's able to do that, you can feel it, because you can feel that they are able to hold themselves. They are able to be in their own energy, be in their own self-love when they are around you. They don't need to try and fix you or try to love you. They can be in a state of love themselves, and by that you automatically feel that you're loved. And when you are going through something difficult, you don't feel that they become cold or lack compassion towards you or become uncomfortable around you. They're able to stay in their own energy. They're able to stay in their own self-love, self-acceptance, no matter what you're going through. And no matter how difficult it is for you to hold yourself, they will continue to hold themselves. And thereby, they're holding you as well. When they hold themselves in their own compassionate state, they hold you. And it is able to find, you are able to find these people. It is possible to find these people. But remember that not everyone is able to be in that state. And just because you feel that they are compassionate sometimes, it doesn't mean that it's their state of being. And it doesn't mean that this person is not friendly or kind or loving. It's not because this person is toxic or anything, but it's just an understanding, a realization that they are not where you are, that there is a difference that we kind of need to accept. And they might never get there because they're on they might never get there because they're on a different journey than you.